Hello and welcome to Flagstaff TV. Today we are joined by Brad George, who is the CEO of Orosur Mining. Brad, thank you very much for joining us today.
Always a pleasure.
Can you start by giving us an update on how things are progressing at El Pantano in Argentina?
Well, El Pantano is the first of our new projects. Obviously, Uruguay was our history, Colombia is our major project, but El Pantano was our first of our new projects. It's a complex story. We've taken the decision, because of the advanced nature of Ansar in Colombia, to look at new projects that were more early stage, largely because that's a very cheaper and easier way to enter the market, and those projects are not normally available to junior miners. The market won't fund projects at the earlier stage. So we could. So we looked at El Pantano, early stage, in a very good part of the world. It's a very prolific gold producing region in the Deseado Massif, but very cheap, or basically zero entry cost, low exploration cost. But it had to our observation, most of the characteristics of something going on. There was alteration, there was silicification, there were things happening that looked to us like signs of a major system. So we got in there in a very early stage, very low cost or zero cost, the ability to earn 100%, which is key. And the first stage geochem programs were very preliminary. They would just go out there, look at what's there, just to see what we could do, to see what geochemistry would provide us in the context of that environment. We had no expectations, but we were very surprised to come back to find, very attractive results. The project appealed to us because it had at the La Esfinge prospect, or the Sphinx prospect, a very large ridge of silicified material that looked to us to be the signs of a large epithermal system. So, very early stage, very speculative, but the geochemistry we've provided is highly encouraging. We had very widely spaced, very recon lines, no expectation, but it came back with highly anomalous gold results of up to 118 ppb gold over something like the whole system of 7 to 8 kilometres. So highly prospective, early stage. Don't get your hopes up, but as a first stage pass on what is, we think, an entirely virgin prospect, if we can use that term anymore, this is very exciting. So, we're going from here that the teams in the field now are doing follow-up, but, grassroots exploration is very risky, low risk of success, but this is a pretty good first pass, and we're quite excited.
Thank you, Brad. Now, what does this excellent news mean for Orosur Mining as a company?
Well, it means, I think, that our strategy of going to early stages may be showing, or is justified. We have a very advanced project in Ansar in Colombia. So that's done. That's there, it's running, it's being funded by Agnico and Newmont off balance sheet. So that's there on the side, underpinning our evaluation. And that allows us to look at projects that other companies can't. And as I said, the early stage projects are high risk, but you can add value very quickly, very cheaply to these projects that you otherwise couldn't do to more advanced projects. So our strategy was to look at projects that are earlier stage, but in key parts of the world, key mineral provinces that have proven endowment. Large land holdings. El Pantano is 605 square kilometres, so it's a big package of land. It's near major existing mines, and it gives us a path to a majority stake at a very low cost. So, and it gives us optionality that we can either advance ourselves or JV out. So the idea was to go to this as opposed to looking at more brownfields projects because of the ability to enter cheaply and add value cheaply. And this very fast, very cheap, very quick field program has potentially added massive value in the space of about 2 weeks. So no guarantees, but I think to me it's a very it's indication that this idea of going back to grassroots, which industry really needs, but juniors can't fund, was possibly the right way to go.
Certainly sounds like you have a lot going on there. Do you have any other updates that you'd like to share with us today?
Well, many, of course. So obviously, in light of those results, the crews are, as we speak, back in the project doing more infill sampling, but I think it's snowing as we speak. It's probably -10. There's a wind whistling off the Andes. It's miserable and cold, and I'm not there, so that's fine. I don't care. So the crews are there doing more work. But yes, we have several of the same projects. We have that project going. We have more projects in negotiation in the same part of the world, and we have the Ariquemes project in Brazil, which is probably the next came off the rank, about to start. So I'm heading off, today? Wednesday. I'm heading off tomorrow to Cape Town for a conference, and then from there I'm going to Brazil immediately afterwards to kickstart the Ariquemes tin project. Again, a very, very exciting project, massive land holding, 3,000 square kilometres, in probably one of the only 1 or 2 tin areas of the world where companies can actually go to. I mean, tin's an odd kind of metal, but most tin in the world is produced from China or Indonesia, Malaysia, Myanmar. A very important metal, but it's not a metal that most foreign companies can actually access because of where they are and how they work. Rondoni is one of the few that we can actually get at. We are now the dominant, in fact, the dominant landholder in the region. So that's quite exciting. So watch this space in the next couple of weeks. And then of course, Ansar is cracking on with Agnico and Newmont. I mean, we have #1 and #3 gold mines in the world drilling on our prospect. They began drilling on Pepas prospect a couple of weeks ago. So, we've had a very long run from being a miner back to an explorer. It's been kind of complicated, but we're now, I think, at a point where we're quite a well-balanced group. 1 advanced project, JV to majors, and 2 early stage projects. A lot's going on in the right places, the right commodities, and the right exploration stage. So I think, all being well, we've got a lot going on in the next 6 months.
Certainly sounds like it. Brad, thank you very much for joining us today.
Always a pleasure.
And thank you for watching Flagstaff TV.